Today I'm going to talk to you about how you can make a die for your hydraulic press. It's very cheap and very economical, and you could do any design that you want. So stick around and I'm going to show you. My name is Ali Ghanim, and welcome to EGGU Lapidary. Okay, the die that if you have a press, a hydraulic press, and you want to make some of these shapes, like this one here, for instance, and the final one. Okay, let me show you something like that, and different design. You need to buy these steel dies, and usually they have them with one shape or various, some of them, like if you buy them from Rio Grande, it has about 5 of them in a row, same shape, different sizes, so it go from big to small. But the cost of these, they're about 70 some dollars, $72 each. It's made out of steel. But the way I'm going to show you how to make them very economical is using plexiglass. Now this plexiglass is 1/4 inch thick, and then you can cut it to any size you want. I bought, for instance, this one here. It's about 18 inches by 24 inches and 1/4 inch thick. The total price is $24.50 for all this. So you can make lots of shapes and lots of dies that you could use. So what I have here is I design the shape that I need, and let me show you some that I didn't cut yet, or I'm going to try to cut. For instance, this one here, it has a flower, but you could see I drilled already some holes in there where I can go in with my blade and then cut the inside shape. So there's this one here, there's another one right there. This one here, it's kind of like oval shape, and with the oval shape, because there's a lot of opening, what I did is I took a drill and just drilled it, and then I can go in and finish the rest of it. So you could do that too. I cut them to the size I prefer, and then I draw whatever shape that I want or I feel like doing. So I have some like teardrop, something like that. Here I have some little oval or teardrop, but it's a little bit of, has a shape to it. I did the leaves or kind of feathers or leaf. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm making so many shapes. Here is some other ones, which is hearts. You can make these hearts at different shapes. Now, when I shape them, I cut them. What you need to do is these dies is going to be used for whatever, silver sheets or copper. I'm using here copper right now, and you could see actually this one is already pressed in, so you could see it. And then after that, once it's pressed on that sheet, you go in and you cut it. I use my jeweler saw and just go around and cut that. But to make the die itself and to cut the shape, you could use the jeweler saw, or I have jig machines that jigsaw that I use. I'll show you that later on. So the thing is that, for instance, if I'm making something like that shape here, and let's say, for instance, I need to do an earring out of that. So it's got to be a left and a right to it. And you still can do that on that shape, if I'll take this one here and I stamp it right from one side, I can turn it around and stamp it from the other side, and now I got a left and a right. So what I do is I type or write down here right, and I on the other side left, so I know which one I did, so I don't make the same thing twice. This way I know that I made both of them. So this one here, for instance, it's a heart. It's not finished yet, but these are two. You put them together and you solder them, and you get a complete one that you could do whatever. This is not finished yet, but you could do a lot of things like that. I have these round pieces, just simple round, and also you could have them as like that, just use them like that, or you could actually put them together and you solder them, and you have them like a 3D, so you can have them on both sides. So there's a lot of things that you could design, you could do. Now what I use is I use the urethane sheet. I bought these urethane sheets from Rio Grande. They have them about this size. They get different hardness, and what you do is you put your sheet in. So you take your sheet, you're going to put it on the plate like that. It's flat. This has already been pressed, but if you have the sheet, you put it in, and the urethane on top of it, and then you press it down, and that's how it's going to work. So really, to make these is so simple, and it's so easy to do it. Now, one thing that you gotta watch is when you press your sheet or your metal in, you don't need, you can't have sharp corners around here. So this here, all the sharp edges, when you cut it, after you cut this, you get all sharp edges around. So take a small file, or you take, I use sandpaper also, you go in with the sandpaper and you round the edges all around. So if I take a simple one, for instance, this is a round one. So I go in and I will sand the radii around and make it nice and smooth. You could do it on both sides, so just in case you're going to use it this way or that way, it doesn't matter. So when you fit it in, it will not damage your pattern that you're going to get up. So by doing that, from you're paying like $75 per plate. Where this one here basically costs you absolutely nothing, and it's easy to work. Some people said to me, or were asking me, would you think this one will break? No, it will not break. It will not crack, because if you have, for instance, a sharp corner like this one here, you have sharp corners on the top and on the bottom. And what you need to do is to make sure that the distance from here to the edge, is you have quite a bit of distance that it will not crack. So you get strong parameter around it, around the shape that you have. And this way you eliminate any cracks. So even if it cracks, it doesn't matter, because, well, I wouldn't say that, because I didn't have anyone that did crack from me yet. But if it happened, you can always get a new one and redo it again. It's cheap. It doesn't cost much. So right now I'm going to show you the machines that I have. I'm going to show you the press, and I'm going to show you the jigsaw that I'm using. And it's then on the next video I will show you how to actually do it. So I'm going to take, on the next video, I'm going to take the sheet, the copper sheet, I'm going to anneal it, and we're going to go through the process together. Now, the other thing is also what I do is you could also press the patterns on the sheet. I don't know if you could see the patterns here, but there is patterns on the sheet. So you could put the patterns in, and and then you press it. So you get these patterns on it. And when you finish it, it looks even nicer. So there's a lot of design. You can just use your imagination on that design. So anything that you think about that you could do, you could design it and make it so. And it's unique because it's your own design, it's your own thing, and nobody has it. It's yours, and that makes it unique. So then, like I said, next time we're going to go over the process itself. Let me show you the machines that I have. Okay, so this is the press, and this press, it's a hydraulic press. I have a 20-ton jack down at the bottom, and on the top I had these plates. By the way, this press I did build myself. So the whole thing, it was done here at home, and it's very strong. It's good construction. So what I do is I put my, let me show you that. I will put my plate down here, the urethane on top of it. Just put it down here, and all I have to do is just jack it up against here, and this will press it down. The other machine that I have, I got this jigsaw, and it's very easy to do it. That's why I put a hole in. I just take the blade out, put the blade in, and just go over the design that I have. Very simple, very quick, and very easy to do. If you don't have that, you could always use the hand saw, the jeweler saw. So also, one other thing is you could have double design. So you could have, for instance, this one here. You could have two design on it, and this is how it comes out. So you could have double design or double pieces that they come out at the same time. So when you press, you just use one press, one sheet, and you get the two. And here, another thing that I do is, if you look at the outline, I do highlight it with the Sharpie, and that makes it easy for me when I use the jeweler saw and I go around. It makes it very simple for me to cut it. The whole thing, it's so easy to do, and at the end it's so cheap to manufacture. You could have so many different designs, but as much as you like. So I hope you like that video, and if you do like it, please share it with your friend, share it with your group, and don't forget to subscribe. If you do subscribe, there's a small little bell on the side. If you press that, what's happening is gonna every time I put a new video in, YouTube will notify you by email. So it's a great thing, and I hope you like this video. Please enjoy it and share it, and have a great day. See you next time.